conscience. Can't roll with the nonsense. Don't mistake the cover of the book for its contents. I might show you kindness, swim with the piranhas. Things that we forget tend to come back and remind us. Like we all have a past we want to put behind us. Designed to be good, but evil always seems to find us. A man can only change the things he acknowledges. Lust is heat is flame, but skills over politics won't be the same. What really has me stressing out, the gyms are closed, I can't get this aggression out. Before we get the promises, there must be a fence up. The Bill Gates of hell won't prevail against us. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. Say my prayers. Thank God for blessing me. My life's an open book. Could that be why they're testing me? Maybe everything I do is done out of necessity. Stock is on the rise. I think you should invest in me. It's not strange. I'm money like blockchain. Except the things in life that I cannot change. Chant down Babylon. Payback is coming. I ain't LeBron James. You thought I came back for nothing? The game is canceled in the blink of an eyelash. Flow is sick. Grab your N95 mask. The new normal. It gets even scarier. All black and white. There is no gray area. Plain as day, we got the whole package, baby. Competition, their rhymes are all average. And that's my 16, nothing else to say, y'all. 5G raps, find me under the radar.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings, and welcome to another edition of Maccabees TV. Extremely early, should I call it early or late? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Maybe the early edition, the late edition. I'm going to call this the can't sleep edition. Normally I'm on my way to work, but this week I'm off. So I guess I'm going to call this the can't sleep edition because my body is programmed at this time in the morning to get up to go to work, but I don't have to work this week. So why am I up? I don't know. So I just said I would come on and just drop a quick video. Nothing crazy, nothing major, nothing real long. To my brothers and sisters that are awake at this time of the morning, which right now on Eastern Standard Time is 4 a.m. I see Amaris, Billy, shalom to you. 12 tribes, wake up Zion, shalom to you. Bunyamin, Kwame Yasharala, shalom to you. Hey, 12 tribes, I saw you in the chat for that debate that took place earlier. And that cat, King Seth, with all due respect, that cat is weak as hell, using the same garbage arguments that these Kemetic dudes use. And I was talking to somebody in the comments, asking them questions, and I see that she really didn't want to talk. You know, she was nice and prideful and full of herself and everything. So I started asking her to produce some dead bodies and some mummies for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 16th, 17th dynasty Egypt. You know, since the conscious community has set the standard, they say that if you don't have a body, that person didn't exist. So now I asked the sister kindly in a nice way. Well, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd dynasties of Egypt, they've never found any bodies for any of those pharaohs. So I guess they don't exist either, by your logic. Then we go to the Middle Kingdom, dynasties 16 and 17. They've also never found any bodies. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they didn't exist either. But then now the subject changes. Then we go to ancient Nubia. We don't have no bodies for those kings. When we go to ancient Libya, we have no bodies for those kings. Matter of fact, if we go to West Africa, ancient West Africa, we don't have no bodies for those kings either. So once I dropped that heavy load on her, she didn't have much more to say. she started ignoring me. She was talking big talk at the beginning, but after I started dropping those heat rocks on her, she didn't have much to say. Nevertheless, it was an interesting debate. Anyway, our brothers and sisters, I'm not here for that. You know, we can talk our big talk another time. I'm not here for that. And Toinette Kimborough, what you up doing so up early, sister? You up early. Keith Hayes, I saw you Saturday. Thanks for coming to the camp, brother. Like you said, you're a real brother. You said you always with us. You always with us. You up talking to me at 4 in the morning. Real talk. Shalom to you, man. Although I think you should change your profile name to your Hebrew name, but we'll talk about that when I see you. My sister Antoinette is up early in the morning. Shalom to you. Listen, make sure that the few of you that are up, hit the like button. Show your brother some love. But I really This video is probably going to be mostly for the people that's going to come on later when they wake up. They can catch the live. And if you guys hit the like button, the algorithm will send them alerts that we were live. And they can check this out later. So let's go ahead and share the screen, family, and let's talk, right? Because I don't want this to be too long. I don't want to get deviated because, once I start talking my talk, it's going to go a whole nother direction. So I don't really want to do that right now. Family, y'all know this is Maccabees TV, right? And we've been talking about this since February. This whole corona thing. And when the first wave of coronavirus first started hitting, before they told everybody to shut down, before the shutdown, we were telling Israelites that they need to be prepared. When you go back and you read the history of these so-called pandemics and violent viruses, specifically the Spanish flu, brothers and sisters, when you go back and you do your research on the Spanish flu had 3 waves. You had the first wave, the second wave, which was worse than the first wave, right? And then you had the third wave. They're predicting the second wave of the coronavirus to be worse than the first wave. So the first wave, how long would y'all say the lockdown was? We would say the lockdown started in March, and a lot of places started opening up April, May, June, like the end of June going into July, so about 3 months. Everything started opening up. Well, there are 150 doctors across the board, different parts of different organizations from the CDC on down. And they got together and they sent an open letter to Congress. I'm not sure if they sent it to the president, but they sent it to Congress. And they're calling for a second shutdown of the United States, which is, in my estimation and from my research, going to be worse than the first. So, you brothers and sisters know we've been pushing on this channel from day one, going back to February, about preparation. If you don't believe us, then this video will help you out. Listen. Let's listen. Matter of fact, before I go into the video, let me just come out real quick. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second. I'm going to share again. And I want to make sure the audio is being shared and check it out. Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Let's go.
Verizon knows how to build unlimited.
Pardon the commercial.
Most awarded network.
I should have already set it up before I started playing it, but it's early in the morning. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, so you guys can forgive me for that, right?
Because everyone deserves the best.
All right, to hell with Verizon, they suck. Let's go.
Verizon knows how to build unlimited right.
Okay, so Verizon decides to play twice, maybe because I said to hell with Verizon, right? So they're going to play the ad twice before they play the video. That's okay. That's okay. These are the technicalities of going live early in the morning. Let's go. See what we have here.
This morning, new images from inside a COVID ICU in the Rio Grande Valley as the situation in Texas turns desperate. This hospital on the...
So look at the caption, brothers and sisters. Do y'all see that? 150 doctors urge a U.S. shutdown, a second shutdown. So remember, Dr. Fauci has been saying, we've seen the video played ultimately in a lot of different lives across YouTube. We've seen it where he said that there's going to be a second wave of the coronavirus, right? Now we know all the things that we saw, all the signs that we saw with the first one. There's going to be a second wave. And as I mentioned, if you go and you study the Spanish flu, the second shutdown or the wave of the Spanish flu was worse than the first. So it's probably going to be the same with this. So we've been urging brothers and sisters to make sure you're prepared. I've been using the model of having about 2 weeks worth of provisions in your house. I'm talking about food, water, natural herbs, first aid kit, medicine, et cetera, et cetera. We've been talking about this since February. Go back and check our track record. I've been saying 2 weeks, but this next shutdown is going to be probably even more prolonged than the first, probably even more strict than the first. So if you can have a month, even 2 months worth, and I know that's difficult for some brothers and sisters, just dealing with space, sometimes dealing with finance, it's a little difficult. But if you could do it, do it. If you can't do it yourself, this is not the time. Some of y'all gonna get mad at me. This is not the time to be an individualite, right? If you're not a part of a camp, there got to be somebody you trust, somebody, friend, family, neighbor, something you trust, so y'all can be prepared beyond a week or 2 weeks, because it's gonna get real serious out here. But let's watch the video. Let's continue.
Urge of making decisions based on patients' chances of survival.
And we don't have the resources to be helping them.
With deaths and hospitalizations rising in many states across the country, 150 doctors signed this public letter telling America's decision makers that the U.S. needs to shut down again amid the surge. Dr. Anne Ramoyne signed that letter.
That we all opened up too soon. We underestimated the virus. We underestimated spread. We really are on track to lose many, many more American lives.
Did you hear that? We are on track to lose many, many more American lives. So they're letting you know in a roundabout way that this second wave that's coming is going to be worse than the first. Now, let's take a moment. Let's go back and let's jog our memory. Brothers and sisters, remember sometime around March, I would say March, maybe even into April, they were saying that once the weather got hot, that the virus would not be able to survive in hot weather. And we see the numbers go down. Is that what we're seeing right now, family? Is that what we're seeing? I didn't believe that then. You know why I didn't believe that then? Because at the same time they were telling us that the numbers would go down when the weather got hot, I saw the coronavirus, so-called, spreading all over Africa. I saw that. I saw the coronavirus spreading all over the Caribbean, which in February, it's hot down there already. So I never believed that BS. It's like they can't get their story straight, but that's neither here nor there. What we're here to focus on is they're saying it's going to be a second wave. So as always, we try to be out in front of the story to warn our people, you need to be preparing for the long haul in case you get quarantined in your house for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, so forth and so on. You need to have provisions in your house. We've gone over what you should have in your house. Go back and check the old videos going back to February. And we'll go over it again, but let's go.
Despite the surge in cases, the CDC laying out its new guidelines for schools nationwide, making a push to get kids back into the classroom. This just a week after President Trump criticized the original guidelines as too tough and expensive. The CDC recommending schools keep kids in pods, use social distancing, and recommends students and staff wear face coverings. Parents facing a tough decision.
I don't feel comfortable with my kids going to school as of yet because this virus is still not over yet.
I believe they need to be in school. More one-on-one, more interaction with the other kids.
But some school districts like Houston pushing back the start of the school year. The state of Texas, one of the hardest hit states, seeing more than 8,000 daily cases. The Austin Convention Center turned into a field hospital. For Alfonso Rodriguez, COVID has cost him his parents and brother, losing them within days.
And we were sitting there and they told me that our mom had passed away while we were doing arrangements for my brother.
Cases also soaring in Florida, a record number.
Now, I went over this with you, brothers and sisters, about the whole Florida thing. If you go and you research, and I'm just going to give you guys this. I've shown it before. I'll probably show it again. Florida, about 450 labs in Florida are reporting a 100% coronavirus positive test results for patients. So if you go into these 450 different labs throughout the state of Florida, you are guaranteed to be told that you are COVID virus positive. There are 450 labs in the state of Florida alone that are reporting a 100% coronavirus positive test result for our people. That's what's happening. Somebody's right now is saying, I don't believe that. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go and we're going to look at it together. I'm not going to play the video. We're going to look at it together. Because somebody doesn't believe it. And brothers and sisters, that is mathematically impossible. Okay, there it is, right? Y'all see this? Some Florida labs only reported positive COVID-19 results. So when you hear about this whole epidemic in Florida and how it's the coronavirus is going crazy in Florida, that's because labs are only reporting the COVID-19 results that are positive. That's how they're coming up with these 100% results in Florida labs. Right here. See that? Here's the video right here. More than 450 labs are reporting 100% positivity in state's latest coronavirus case report. 100% positivity. That's mathematically impossible. That everybody that goes in that is tested positive, they're reporting, but the people that's tested negative, which is the majority, they're not reporting. And such, now we have this craze where the coronavirus is going crazy. They want to shut the government down again. Let's continue.
Number of hospitalizations with cases of the virus over 400,000. In Lakeworth, Anadelia Diaz lost her 29-year-old daughter, a healthcare worker, to COVID. She leaves behind 3 young children.
It's something that takes everything away from you. But the kids keep me motivated, because they remind me a lot about her, and I see a lot of her in them.
The state of California also setting records, a record number of deaths in a single day for the second day in a row. On Friday, health officials reporting 159 deaths, bringing the state's total to a little over 8,000. Overnight, New Orleans cracking down as cases soar, closing.
And by the way, if you're not paying attention, let me help you out. You'll notice the states they mentioned. They mentioned Texas, California, and Florida. Brothers and sisters, we all went to school, so we understand what's happening here. These are the states with the highest populations in this country: Florida, Texas, California, New York. These are the most densely and highly populated states in the union. All of them are experiencing a surge in the coronavirus, and they're pushing for a second shutdown. It's all laid on the table for you. Let's continue.
While the state of Mississippi taking action too, restricting social gatherings. The nation's top infectious disease specialist, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says the U.S. is not near the end of this pandemic.
Particularly the southern states which have gotten into trouble. But you certainly have to call a pause and maybe even a backing up a bit.
But there are signs of recovery.
So that's what I wanted to show you, brothers and sisters. He said you have to call for a pause or backing up a bit in terms of the opening of the country and the economy, because they're talking about the second wave. Now, in the midst of the second wave of the coronavirus, this is what I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, whether you realize it or not. There is an economic reset coming as well. Because as long as this country, let me stop sharing my screen for a second. As long as this country is closed, brothers and sisters, as long as we're closed, then a lot of businesses, real quick, you know what? Let's do this. Let's come back and let's share real quick. I shared this on my social media as well, but I want to make sure you brothers and sisters see this as well, just in case you're not friends with me on Facebook. I'm deleting people like crazy this week. Niggas is crazy. I ain't got no time. In the midst of this whole pandemic, brothers and sisters, remember that there was a moratorium on evictions. So, because a lot of people weren't working, so forth and so on, in a lot of states, there were temporary moratoriums put on evictions as well as foreclosures of homes. Well, that went the way of the birds. That's gone now. As of July 24th, 2020. The federal ban on evictions ends today. You can see right here, the date is July 24th, 2020, leaving nearly 28 million Americans on the verge of losing their homes. So while we're all focused on the coronavirus, as I have mentioned to you, brothers and sisters, in times past, and I'll mention again, there's also an economic crisis that's also happening, but the media is not so much focusing on that. And the people that are going to suffer the brunt of this economic crisis, this meltdown, this economic reset that is coming, is going to be our people. Our people work in the industries right now that are shut down. Let's talk about the hospitality industry. We're talking about hotels. We're talking about rental cars. We're talking about airlines. We're talking about the people that work at the amusement parks, the people that work in restaurants, so forth and so on. The frontline hospitality industry. A lot of our people work in that. Those incomes are what they use to pay their mortgages and their rents, and they're not working right now. So they are going to be the brunt of the 28 million people that are projected to lose their homes. Go down and let's read a little bit about this. And this, by the way, is from the Business Insider. Let's read a little bit about this, right? As the coronavirus infection spread across the country in February and March, it shuttered businesses and led to massive job losses. And let's talk about that for a moment. The businesses that were shuttered, right, were small businesses. No, Walmart was still open. Target was still open. All the big corporations were still open and they were deemed essential. The fast food restaurants were still open, but the mom and pop businesses were closed. As unemployment soared, states and the federal government rolled out a medley of eviction moratoriums to help people keep a roof over their heads. So, in the beginning, they had a moratorium on evictions and foreclosures, but those bans have already run out in 29 states and are slated to expire in more. So we're going to see a lot of our people losing their homes, losing their apartments, and being homeless, which is going to lead to chaos. But that's for another day. And Friday marks the end of the federal evictions ban, which forbids evictions for renters who live in buildings with U.S. government-backed mortgages. Emily Benfer, one of the creators of Princeton University's Eviction Lab, told Reuters that a whopping 28 million Americans could lose their homes in the upcoming months as bans expire. For context, about 10 million people were evicted during the 2008 financial crisis. Did you, brothers and sisters, see that? Let's highlight that so you can understand that. There were 10 million people that lost their homes in 2008. That was called a crisis. So if 10 million people is losing their homes, whether it be apartments being evicted or being foreclosed on their homes, if that 10 million people is considered a crisis, family, what do we call 28 million? That's 3 times the 10 million that was called a crisis. That is 3 times the 10 million that was called a crisis. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're looking at. So we're in for rough days ahead, as we could see. So we have to gird ourselves. We have to prepare ourselves, as we've been telling you on this channel over and over again. Like I can't, you know, hey, Warrior Truth said the liquor stores are open. Hey, shout out to How Music. They said the DMV is closed. It is closed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So while all of that, everything else is closed, right? These major corporations are still open. The mom and pop businesses are suffering. A lot of our people work in the hospitality industry, as we know. Listen, I've worked in corporate America many years, and I still work in that environment to a degree. And I'm gonna tell you something. Everyone that's in the building that's so-called essential worker, that's Jake. Esau, they're working from home. They haven't suffered no loss. They're working from home. Like when some of these Edomites come to the job and I talk to them, they're like, "Oh, it's so hard to stay home." Their toughest obstacle is the fact that they can't leave their house and come to work. They have to work from home. That's their biggest obstacle. That's it. None of them are talking to me about being foreclosed on, being evicted, not being able to cover their bills. You know who's talking to me about that? Our people. Our people. The dudes that do security in the building where I work, the hours have been cut in half. Unemployment that they were getting is about to run out now, right? They were getting $600 a month. Is some people are saying it's going to go down to $300, $200 a month. It's our people that's suffering. They're the ones that's going to be foreclosed on. They're the ones that's going to be evicted. And then they're going to be told to pull up their bootstraps. This is crazy. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, right? I don't want this video to be too long. We're going on 25 minutes. Listen, I told you, brothers and sisters, before. preparation is everything, right? Sometimes when we talk about these things, everybody's like, no, we want to hear you curse out Kemet and all that stuff. I know y'all do. But I wouldn't be responsible if I didn't come to y'all and talk to y'all about more serious situations that's facing our people. I don't want to debate and argue about frivolous stuff in these days and times that is not related to your salvation and your deliverance or having you be stable in these perilous times. The Bible says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your times. You know what that means, brothers and sisters? It goes on many levels, but you know what it means when it says wisdom and knowledge is the stability of your times? That means, brothers and sisters, that the Most High has blessed your eyes and your ears where you can see exactly what's going on. A lot of our people see it, but they can't comprehend it. They know something is wrong. This corona thing seems a little strange with some of the stuff that they're telling us. They know they can't put their finger on it, but the Most High has blessed you where you can see it so you can prepare. You need to have certain things in your house. There's a video. I'm gonna stop. Let me stop sharing for 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can find it before I go. Right. I want to see if I can find. If I can find it before I go, I'm gonna play it for you guys. I don't even want to tell you what it is. In case I can't find it. I don't play myself. Should come up with what I posted. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Which video do I want to play for y'all with this? Now I'm gonna okay. Let me show this to you guys real quick. This is coming to America. This is coming to America, whether you believe it or not. Check this out, right? I'm gonna play a video for you guys. And I'm gonna show you something. So Australia has been particularly hard hit with this coronavirus outbreak, right? I keep saying the word. I be telling myself before I'm gonna go live, do not say coronavirus because the videos is gonna get, they're gonna send me a message after I'm done, like they always do. I'm supposed to just say C19 or come up with some creative stuff, but the spirit just like just say it. So it is what it is. If the channel gets taken down, I got Maccabees TV too. The majority of y'all not even subscribed to it, but you should be, just in case. But that's another topic for another day. Listen, Australia has been having problems with this whole C19 thing, the Rona 19, right? And there's one particular apartment complex in Australia that I guess a few people tested positive for it. So what they did was they locked down the whole entire complex, meaning everybody in the complex wasn't positive for it, but they locked the whole if you live there, you were on lockdown. Nothing comes in or out. No food, no water, no nothing. Whatever you already had in your house was all you were going to have while you were locked down. The police department surrounded the building and all the entrances, and nobody was allowed in or out. So if you weren't already prepared with stuff in your house, you were done. Let me play the video. I'm not sure where this video is going, but let me just play the video so y'all brothers and sisters can see what's happening in the world. Matter of fact, let me stop it 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna stop it 1 second. Hold on. I want to make sure that you guys can hear it. So I want to make sure I share the audio as well. Okay, boom, boom. There we go. Yes, now I know the audio is shared. Let's go.
Watch this important.
Listen.
First to a warning, the worst is yet to come in Victoria, where 9 towers are in coronavirus lockdown and some residents are claiming they've been left without vital supplies. Christina Hearn is at Flemington.
Oh, you missed that. This apartment complex consists of, they said, 9 towers, and the people inside the towers are saying that they are left with vital supplies. What's vital supplies? Food, water, and possibly toiletry. Why? Because this building complex was deemed a corona hotspot, so it was surrounded and nothing was allowed in or out. That's why we've been talking to y'all about preparation. Y'all think this is a joke. This is going to come here. You better believe it. Listen again.
First to a warning, the worst is yet to come in Victoria, where 9 towers are in coronavirus lockdown and some residents are claiming they've been left without vital supplies. Christina Hearn is at Flemington this morning and leads our nationwide COVID-19 coverage. Chris, how are residents reacting to this detention?
Carl, good morning. Some residents are saying that they have not received adequate food or it has been out of date. They have not received essential supplies like baby formula, nor have they received proper health care. The Victorian Premier...
You're not supposed to be waiting for the government to give you these things. You're supposed to have them already.
has promised that each and one of these residents will have their needs met. So on top of essential supplies, no one pays rent for 2 weeks, and there will be hardship payments fast-tracked for those that get tested. This is a massive logistical operation. 9 towers, both here in Flemington and North Melbourne, more than 3,000 residents placed in hard lockdown. So what that means?
What y'all see? Y'all see that? You see these police? You see these dudes in white uniforms? They surrounded the building, nobody in or out. Okay?
Is nobody in and nobody out. The first time this has been done in Australia. 500 police patrolling per shift. The police union says, like residents, they were given no warning. This detention letter was sent to residents yesterday. It outlines that they are in a detention location for the next 2 weeks. However, the Premier says it will be reviewed after 5 days.
So they've been locked in their building. Nobody asked their opinion. Nobody asked if they wanted to be. Their complex was deemed a corona hotspot. It was surrounded by police, so forth and so on. Nobody in or out for 2 weeks, period. Okay? And we're seeing the so-called corona numbers surging here. Y'all don't think that's going to happen here? And guess where it's going to happen? Black neighborhood, the project, so forth and so on. Come on, stop playing. Stop playing. Come on.
As tensions in these towers continue to rise, there were confrontations with police yesterday.
But there's nothing in our building. They dumb. There's nothing. Everyone's starving, bro. Not a very pleasant one for the people in there, of course, but clearly in the interests of their safety and protecting them and the rest of the community, an appropriate one.
And there is a new development with our problem-plagued hotel quarantine, with airline staff from Jetstar, Qantas and Virgin to be our frontline workers at those hotels. So that includes cabin crew, even pilots taking up the post from our poorly trained security guards. The hotel quarantine, of course, responsible for Victoria's second wave, and the Victorian Premier not ruling out putting more
Did y'all hear that? She said Victoria's second wave. Second wave. And they're talking about a second shutdown here because of a second wave. So if their second wave is making certain apartment complexes hotspots and locking everybody in, could that happen here? I'm not prophesying to say it is, but could it happen here? You damn skippy, it could happen here. So if you're not prepared and if you've been playing, I don't know what to tell you. Let's go.
Postcodes into lockdown, including the CBD, if cases continue to rise. Carl.
Chris, what is happening on the ground where you are right now behind you?
So as you can see, I'll just step out. You can see that there are police. So there is a large number of police. You can see also it's just, I think, a change of shift. But this is what confronts residents. When they look out of their window, there are these huge numbers of police and also in the foyer to make sure no one's in and no one's out. So
I'm just going to leave it there. What else is there to say? What else is there to say? Have we not been telling you this since February? We're warning you. Listen, you got time. Prepare. Food, water, non-perishable items, flashlights, batteries, medicines that are essential for you or someone in your household, extra more than you need, herbs, antibiotics, so forth and so on. While you still, before this next wave hits, have that stuff in your house. It's better to have it and not to need it than to need it and not have it and be in a lockdown where your building, where you're living, your apartment complex is surrounded and you can't go in or out and you're depending on the government. It's just better to be prepared. We've been telling you this since February, and y'all know it. It's going to get bad out here. And the Most High sent forth the men, the prophets of the Most High to warn you. It's going to get bad out here. All right. So I don't know. Hey, Warrior Lord, shalom to you. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Like I said, I'm going in circles. We're trying to show you what's happening. Also, coupled with this so-called second wave of the pandemic is also an economic reset that's coming, because with all the businesses that are going out of business, you brothers and sisters, I'm sure you've been seeing what I've been seeing. Excuse me. There's a so-called coin shortage. Have y'all been seeing the coin shortage? Come on, man. I had a, I'm not gonna say an argument, but I had some colorful words with some people at Walmart. Walmart is a multi-trillion-dollar corporation. I'm not gonna say billion, trillion-dollar corporation. And I went to Walmart the other day and I used cash. And the young lady at the register, who I'm not gonna blame her, but she told me she didn't have no change, so I need to donate my change to Walmart. And I said, sorry, this is a multi-trillion-dollar corporation. I want my change. I don't give a damn if it's 50 cents, 75 cents. I'm not donating nothing to this multi-trillion-dollar corporation. But the point is, the reason why she didn't have any change to give me is because they're talking about the so-called coin shortage. So there is an economic reset that's going to go with this whole corona thing that they're pushing. These things are going hand in hand. And so we as Israelites, we have to be watching, we have to be in tune, and we have to be moving accordingly. Stop getting into these stupid debates and arguments about things that don't profit, that don't help you, that gender up to strife and stuff in this day and time. It's way more important. That stuff is a distraction. And some of the people that's bringing these arguments into Israel are doing it as a distraction. Pay attention to what's going on. We're going to have a whole conversation on this channel soon about this whole economic reset that's coming and what you brothers and sisters should be doing to prepare yourselves for that. Like, we're going to be on the cusp. We're going to be on the forefront of bringing real information to our people on this channel on my watch. With that being said, yeah, I'm witnessing Revelations 1 and 8 said that this is Revelation. This is 70 AD all over again. In many respects, yes. And we know in 70 AD, a lot of our people perished in 70 AD. They weren't prepared. Although Christ warned them about what was going to happen, when you read Luke chapter 21, our Lord warned our people about what was going to happen, but a lot of people don't listen to the prophets. You know why? Because in the days of the prophets, our people don't esteem the prophets as the prophets. You don't. You don't. I'm not saying I'm a prophet. I've never said that. But I know I warn y'all about a lot of stuff. I know we're on the forefront of a lot of stuff on this channel. Y'all know that. We know that. Right? So I'm not saying I'm a prophet, though. I would never say that. I don't believe I am, but I believe I'm a teacher of the Most High. I believe the Most High has His hand on me to use me to help me warn my people. I believe that. That's why I do what I do. But nevertheless, when the men of the Lord come forward, our people don't listen. No way. They never did. Only a few. A lot of our people are going to Warrior Lord said, like, those arguments over there. Yeah, that's all a distraction, man. And you know what that is? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be honest, and this is gonna cut deep, right? You know why those arguments over there? Because they can't talk about what we talk about because they're not qualified. They can't talk about what we're talking about. They can't warn the people about what's really coming because they're not qualified to talk about these things. So all they could do is argue. That's all they could do. They have nothing else. See, I could be an argument too. I could talk about Kevin, I could talk about Egypt, I could talk about the Bible. I could do all that, but I could also warn you about your health. I can warn you about what's coming. I can talk to you about cryptocurrency. I can talk to you about health. I can talk to you about all those things. They cannot. That's the difference. That is the difference. All right. So it's a lot of things going on right now. So we have to be prepared for what's coming. You brothers and sisters, we're gonna stay on top of how music said Masada, right, absolutely. A lot of Israelites were slaughtered at Masada too by the Romans. We'll talk about that one day. We'll do a PowerPoint or a live on the Israelites that died at Masada. They didn't heed the warning of the prophets. So we're trying to warn our people, like all you brothers and sisters that's within the sound of my voice. I'm trying to warn you. Please listen to what I'm saying. A lot of y'all that listen to me, you're not in the camp, and I'm not. I don't tell nobody you have to be in a camp. But what I'm going to tell you is it's more difficult to survive on your own by yourself if you don't have a network. So if you're not a part of a camp, there has to be somebody else you trust. I don't care if it's the Israelite, I don't care if it's your neighbor, the person across the street, whatever. Y'all have to have a plan to be able to survive what's coming in this next wave. You see what I'm saying? There has to be a plan. You're gonna have to work with somebody else to survive what's coming. Because there's a war going on amongst the elites that goes way deeper than things we could see. Even this whole thing, and I'm not going to get into this right now, even this whole thing with this damn pedophilia thing that's going on. It's a big thing. This whole Jeffrey Epstein, what's her name? Gazelle or Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever the hell her name is. That's real stuff. There's a whole war going on amongst even the elites on top of this whole economic reset, on top of the coronavirus. There's a lot of stuff going on. More than we could comprehend. And what we are going to be, a lot of us, is just a residual casualties because we sit around and think everything is sweet and everything is funny. And we're sitting around talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Trey Lorenz instead of what the hell is really going on. We're talking about Little Kim's complexion instead of what's really going on. There's some real shit going on out here, man. Who gives a damn about Trey Lorenz and Meg Thee Stallion? No disrespect. No disrespect. Who gives a damn? Hey, respect to Nick Cannon for saying what he said, for bringing attention to the Israelite movement. You know what I'm saying? But he fell back on it, and we talked about it, but that's not our number one priority right now. It's not. And that's what Israel is talking about. We talked about it, but it's time to move on from that right now. There's some real SH going on right now. And a lot of this stuff is a distraction for what's really happening. Right? We got to come back to what's really happening. And what's really happening is there's about to be a real serious lockdown. There's going to be casualties. There's going to be deaths. It's going to be crazy. Brothers and sisters, another thing, and I'm going to end it here. Somebody said, Warrior Lord said things are going to get bad by the end of 2021. You optimistic. I think it's going to get bad before that. Another thing that we need to talk about is your health, right? Y'all know that on this channel we talk about health a lot. Y'all know that already. Please don't wait until things get crazy to start focusing on your health again. Once you start seeing the corona really going crazy and people dying, okay, I'm gonna get serious now. No. It's the time now. Do a flush. If you haven't done a flush recently within the last 4 months, do one. Do a cleanse. If you haven't done a cleanse in the last 4 months, do one. If you don't know what flush or what cleanse to do, y'all don't, I'm nothing but a question away. You can put it in the comment boards here. You can put it in my inbox on YouTube. You can put it in my inbox on Facebook. Y'all can reach out to me. If you don't know what to do, that's okay. We're here to help each other. It's time to do a flush. It's time to do a cleanse. Because I would not suggest that you brothers and sisters go into the hospital when this COVID thing really starts going crazy and the bodies start dropping. I'm sitting here and I'm watching brothers and sisters right now. I'm listening to stories and also brothers and sisters that's close to me that have loved ones that are in hospitals and nursing homes right now. And all you could do is do a Zoom conference with your loved one that's in a hospital or nursing home. So you can't physically go see them. They have a specific time. They put a computer in front of your loved one's face in a hospital or a nursing home, and you can see them via Zoom. You can't even have physical contact with your loved ones in these medical facilities to see what's really going on with them. Are they really being cared for the way they're supposed to be being cared for, so forth and so on? You can't even see that. I don't want to see none of you brothers and sisters even going into the hospital unless you really need to go into the hospital. If you need it, then go. But I really don't want to even see you, but the hospital should be your last resort. You should be getting your health together right now, flushes, cleanses, conditioning yourself to eat better, so forth and so on, transitioning so you don't have to go to the hospital when this thing really starts going down. Because if you go in there, you might not come out like the first wave, but on a whole nother level. We're trying to warn you, brothers and sisters, about this. And I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to y'all. As much as I talk about health, I always could do better too. You're damn right. I could always do better. But Gun King says some nursing homes don't even allow that. Yeah. Yeah. We have situations in our camp right now that we're dealing with. We're seeing some crazy stuff going on. We're like, wow. That's all I can say. But it's not good. They're treating our people that are in these facilities, and you're not in the hospital to see what they're not giving your loved ones care. They're not, you know what I'm saying, they're not doing what they're supposed to do with their loved ones, but you would never know because you're not allowed in. So there's nobody to advocate for the sick of our people. And a lot of our people are, unfortunately, they're dying in these hospitals and these nursing homes because their loved ones are not allowed in to see the neglect and the things that are happening to their loved ones because they can't see it. To be able to fight against it, to be able to speak against it, they're not allowed. So this is a serious thing. So if you don't have to go to a hospital or nursing home, I don't want to see brothers and sisters doing that. That's why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. We got to get our stuff together now while there's a window of opportunity open, man. Make sure you have 2 weeks to a month's worth of provisions in your house. Food, water, okay? Medicines that you might need that are over the counter that you have to get a prescription for. Over the counter medicines you don't have to get a prescription for. If you have a prescription medicine, do refills on it as much as you can, whether you need it or not, and keep it in the house. So that if you get quarantined, like these people in Australia, if you get quarantined and you can't come outside, you have what you need in your house. You don't have to worry. All right. Hey, how busy? Why you supposed to be asleep, bro? Why you up, man? I see you in the building, man. Why you up? I appreciate all you brothers and sisters that are up and y'all with me. Warrior Lord, why you up, man? Find out, man. Thought it was just me that had these crazy hours. Kelly says stack up on aspirin. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Whatever you can stack up on, have a first aid kit in your house. Have aspirin in your house. Have non-perishable foods in your house. Canned goods, dry foods that have no expiration date. If you're really a meat eater like that, listen to me. If you're really a meat eater like that and you know that you can't do without meat because there were meat shortages, the first coronavirus is probably going to get worse this time. They have these things that we've all seen that I don't necessarily like, but if you're a meat eater, you can't do without it. You might want to load up on what they call beef jerky, all that jerky stuff like that. Those things like that, get it. Those things are preserved for years. You can have those things sitting aside for years. If you're a heavy meat eater, if you have to have it, there's ways around everything. Okay. Basha Mayum, yeah, man. Colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is expensive and colloidal gold, but it's good if you can get it. Get it. And by the way, that's a conversation we don't have enough. We have a lot of talks about herbs. We don't talk enough about minerals. Minerals are important too. That's a conversation that we don't have a lot. Even on this channel, we don't have as much as we should. But definitely minerals like colloidal silver, colloidal gold, things of that nature, those things are very important too. Vitamins, herbs, and minerals, all those things are important. We need all those things. All those things. Remember, the Most High said in the book of Genesis, the Most High said he formed man from what? The dust of the ground. And I always tell brothers and sisters that you could take that on so many levels. Everything that's found in the earth, in the ground, we need to put and replenish in our system because we come from the ground. So you need all those things, the herbs, the vitamins, the minerals, et cetera, et cetera. You need all those things. Yes, brother, they have that colloidal gold as well. It's not as popular though. A lot of people sell colloidal silver, but they have colloidal gold too as well. I think I probably had colloidal silver probably like a Warrior Lord said it's 9:45 in England. Okay, so you're not sacrificing being up this early. I always forget that you're from England, King. Yeah, colloidal gold is not as popular, but it's out there. It's very expensive though. I've had colloidal silver a couple of times in my lifetime, not as much as I would like. Colloidal gold I've never had. You also have gold water, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of brothers and sisters selling gold water. I see the pills, they sell gold water. I see Joel Benjamin, they sell gold water. These things are expensive, but they're minerals that come from the earth. So they're beneficial to you. If you can afford them, they're definitely beneficial to you. I myself, even some of that stuff I can't afford. I was looking at the prices of the gold water. I'm like, I'm gonna have to pass on that. Most High bless me. Oh shit. Ayal Malay is what I said. You from UK too, right? Along Warrior Lord. Peace to you. Peace to you. Shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High. I got my UK family in the building, so maybe when I go early, it's not so. When I go live early, it's not so bad because some of y'all be in the UK. I got my international family, showing some love. So, Bashar Mayum said they're trying to introduce CBD water and other CBD con. True. Yeah, Warrior Lord is over there, man. Y'all got to do that British connection. You and Warrior Lord got to do that British connection and make a soft landing because your brother Priest Dan. I'm coming to the UK, man. I'm coming to the UK, man. I gotta hit up all those museums in England. I need to stay in the UK for like a month. I need to hit up every museum that you guys got out there, as well as take a ride out to Scotland. I want to go to Felbrigg Hall in Scotland, if I could. There's a lot of our history and information that's being hidden in Felbrigg Hall, in Scotland, that shows and proves that we were the real kings of Scotland and Britain, as well as a lot of the museums in Britain as well. So I need to come out to Scotland, but I need my UK family to have, set it up for your brother. So when I come out there and have a soft landing, I need some of y'all to take me around, man. I don't want to get lost. You know what I'm talking about? I need my UK family to get together. I'm coming to England. You better believe that. That's on the bucket. The UK is on my bucket. The land of Israel is on my bucket. I have an open invitation. I just haven't taken it to go to Israel too. You know what I'm saying? And some other places that I won't say yet, but I'm coming, which is just going to bring the scholarship to a whole nother level. But that's neither here nor there. But then again, with this whole COVID thing, who knows if I'm ever going to get to these places? But they're on the bucket list, though. I see my UK brothers making that connection. That's what's good. Yeah, I'm trying to take this to 1 hour. I'm at 52 minutes, so I'm gonna take this to 1 hour. Anybody else in the comments have any questions? Anything that y'all want me to talk about real quick? If for the last 8 minutes, I'll be happy to do it. Oh, real quick, I'm gonna do this twice because I know it's early in the morning, so some people will not see this live. But I want to thank everyone that has supported the Lions of Israel. Right now, that doesn't take away from those of you that have not. I love all of my brothers and sisters, but obviously the people that have supported us. I want to take a minute to thank them for your love and your support for the camp. Right. So, real quick, let me just do this. Let me just do this real quick before I get out of here, because I'm not seeing any questions. So I'll just do me. In the meantime, give me a second, y'all. Okay. Yeah. Just do me real quick. Hey, Yashar, talk to me behind the scenes, brother. I got you, man. I'm gonna take care of you. Trailers, I'm gonna take care of you. Just call me about the kidney stones and all that. We're gonna work that out. I got you. All right. Reach out to me behind the scenes though, if you could. I believe we're friends on Facebook, so reach out to me. I'll take care of you. I got you. All right. Real quick, I want to do this if I could. Yeah, I want to thank everybody that shows love to us. This is our website. The camp's website is called thelionsofisrael.com. And I want to thank all the brothers and sisters specifically that have come to the website and clicked on the donate tab, which y'all can see it's under the more tab right there, and have donated to the camp, right? That has helped us tremendously in a lot of stuff that we're doing. It's helping us tremendously as far as the new school that we have. You know what I'm saying? It's small, you know, a low level, nothing crazy with the school, but it's something. It's a start. You know, everybody that's come forward and helped us in seeing the value in what it is that we do. I want to take a moment to thank y'all for helping us out. I'm gonna wait till I do like a prime time live, like a little later in the day, to shout out individuals that have donated. But I just want to say in general, thank you to everybody that's helped us out. We definitely need it, and it's been a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And even those that haven't, it's okay. Some of y'all just come in my inbox on Facebook or YouTube and just say kind words, and that helps too. It helps too. So I appreciate y'all that do that as well. Okay. And with that being said, no, Troy. Damn, man, you came on Facebook. You know, Troy, you're supposed to have my number, man. Wow. Yeah. Call the 800 number, right? And just say it's you. Just say it's Yashar Daniela. If I pick up or somebody's if I pick up, I'll know it's you. If not, just say it's you and you're taken care of, bro. I'm gonna find you one way or another. We're gonna get that done. Because you're supposed to have my number. I don't know how you don't, but it's all right. We're gonna take care of that. I was about to say something real quick. What was I gonna say? I lost my thought. Anyway, to all everybody that shows support to Lions of Israel, that shows support to me, I appreciate it. Oh, somebody asked, what are your thoughts of coming into the truth with a heathen wife? That's a tough situation, King. I would say to you, and I don't want to be careless and just giving a quick answer. I want to say to you, proceed with caution. Like, depends on the situation. I would never put every situation as the same. So I would counsel an individual that came into the truth that was, let's say you come into the truth and your wife is Elam, if you're a Benjamite, or because Benjamites like the Elamite women, you know. If you're a Judah and you were an Edomite, because a lot of Judites like them Edomite women, and Benjamin too. I ain't gonna let Benjamin off the hook. They like to have them heathen wives and stuff like that. I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna give you advice on a case by case basis. Obviously, your children are Israelites. That's the most important thing, right? As far as how you deal with that woman, I would need to sit down and judge each situation on an individual basis based upon your relationship and what's going on, right? I don't want to give a one-shot answer. Like, for instance, if you come into the truth and you have a heathen wife and she's still worshiping the gods of her fathers, y'all can't stay together. You can't stay together. There's no, you guys are unequally yoked at this point. And we know that the woman is the first teacher of the children, not the man. So if you have a child that's like 1 or 2 years old, they're going to basically absorb a lot of the information about things from their mother. If their mom is still worshiping a heathen god, then that's you're unequally yoked at that point. But I would deal with it on a case by case basis. There's a lot of things are not black and white. I always tell brothers and sisters this. There's a lot of things in the law that's not black and white. Like, a lot of Israelites try to make everything out like it's black and white. It's not. That's why when Jethro showed Moses how to set up the judges in Israel, he told them, basically Moses told the people, whatever things are too hard for you to judge, you bring to me. Like, you judge matters, but whatever's too hard, you bring to me. Why? Because some situations are not black and white. Even though you have the law in front of you, some situations are not black and white. There are extensive circumstances, and you need a brother that's on a higher level of understanding, more spiritual, to judge certain matters when it comes to certain things than others. And so you can't, there's no blanket judgment for everything. It really sometimes depends on the situation, extenuating circumstances, so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers in their ignorance, they come, they have a woman of another nation in the world for whatever reason, and they come into the truth, and their situation has a particular nuance to it. So you judge the situation based on that. But obviously, if the woman is just a demon dealing with other gods, then it's kind of black and white. Like, you can't continue with that woman. You know what I'm saying? You have to separate yourself from that woman. You know. You guys in the comment boards, y'all going into some stuff. I'm just gonna leave that alone. All right, I'm at an hour. Family, I love y'all. Most High bless y'all. I'll be back maybe a little later on today. I'm supposed to do a live with a brother later on this afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. So just look out for that. Peace and blessings. Thank y'all for coming on so early, man. Y'all up early with the priest. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Now I'm feeling sleepy. I took a week off from work and now I'm feeling sleepy. I can actually go to sleep. Y'all help me out tremendously. And I appreciate it. All right. So yeah. If you haven't already, let me come and look. I'm not sharing my screen. Let me come and look. Let me see. So let me see something. Let's see here. Oh, this is a shame. This is a shame. I should have more lights than this. I should have more lights than this. It's a shame. Hit that like button, family. Stop playing. Hit the like button and show your brother some love. Yashar, make sure you get in touch with me one way or another. One way you could do it if you have any problems, Yashar, is I know you deal with the House of David a lot. Tell Matatu or the Benjamin brother, tell him you need my number. Tell him I said it's okay. You get my number, you call me. All right. I definitely want to speak to you and help you out. All right. It's your brother, Priest Dan, Lions of Israel. Love y'all. I'll be back soon. Thank y'all for watching. Shalom.